Hey guys! So today I wanted to talk to you about a spiritual principle. I wanted to talk to you about forgiveness. It's something that I don't actually think of as being a spiritual principle. I think of it as being just a human thing. But being spiritual is quite often considered to be how to live a better life or how to enjoy life more. So for that reason, I wanted to talk to you about it. Now, first of all, I know that when we're feeling angry towards somebody else, or when we really dislike them, or even when we feel as strongly as hatred or something as painful as that, it can feel like they don't deserve forgiveness. It almost feels like they deserve to have those emotional daggers that you're sending in their way. But the problem with that is that even though it feels like they deserve those daggers, really all that hatred and that anger is it's poison. So every time you think you're sending this dagger somewhere, you're actually just drinking a whole load of poison. And there's a few easy ways to know this in like practical terms. We all know somebody who has gone through some dreadful scenarios and they have definitely not forgiven at all. Now, more often than not, you can see it in them. Like they carry it around like this weight on their back or this distress in their face. And there was a period of time in my life where I had to go through a really deep forgiveness process. And it took about 18 months from beginning to end. But I knew I was committed to it. I knew I wanted to live a life of forgiveness rather than a life of anger or frustration or bitterness or resentment. Because it doesn't feel very good. Like apart from all of the nice reasons, the main reason was it doesn't feel good, and I want to feel good. So I set about on a forgiveness practice that I've shared with probably hundreds of my clients already, some of whom who've looked at it and gone, oh no, I can't do that. And then others who've gone, oh, I'll try it. And it's never easy, ever. But I think if it was easy, I probably wouldn't need to do a video about it. Because whether you know this already or whether you just fancy a reminder, forgiveness is a gift to you. It's not really got anything to do with the other person. So I'll share the practice with you. So the practice is, first of all, if you have a pen and paper, you might want to jot this down. And if you don't, no worries, just like the post and then it'll pop up in your liked videos if you ever want to come back to it. It starts with, I forgive you. Like actually saying it out loud. Now, if you're nowhere near the point where you could even consider saying it out loud, may I please suggest that you write it. I forgive you, then their name. Okay? Now, the whole plan with this exercise is that when you say it, you feel it. Because anybody can say any words and it doesn't have to mean anything. But if when you say it, you mean it, you might get to I forgive you, and that feels real. And then when you add the name, your face kind of contorts slightly and you're like, oh, I don't want to say your name because I don't think you deserve it. You know, that kind of thing. And if that happens, that's totally normal. I don't know if I could say that person's name for quite a few months whilst I was practicing this. But that's cool because it doesn't matter how long it takes. The point is that you are working on it and you are moving into a space of forgiveness. So the first part of the exercise is writing or saying inside your mind or saying out loud, I forgive you, then their name. There are a few more lines to this, but I want to talk just briefly about the fact that it's all about being in a space of forgiveness. So a lot of the times, I don't know if this has happened to you, but it's definitely happened to me. I have thought that I have forgiven somebody. And I'm like, oh great, tick box. I've forgiven that person, I'm awesome. But then all of a sudden it pops up again. You know, all of those feelings of anger or whatever it was, it pops up again. And I'm like, oh, but I thought I had done it. You know, almost like forgiveness is some kind of tick box exercise where once you've done it, that's you done for life. And you've forgiven that person, full stop, forever. But do you know what? That doesn't always happen, especially with the big stuff. So I like to think of it more as like being in a space of forgiveness. So I imagine it quite literally like a circle around me, like being like a drawing on the line. A drawing on the line. A line on the floor. It's a big old red circle all the way around me, and that's the space of forgiveness. And then I can, at any moment, choose to step out of that space of forgiveness and then let all of those horrible emotions come back. So I choose to stand in this space of forgiveness. So just remember, it's not a tick box exercise. It's about being in that space. And if you happen to notice you're not in that space, pop back to this exercise. So the second part of the exercise, after you've mastered this I forgive you, is I release you. In fact, sometimes I used to do it the other way around. I release you, I forgive you, then their name. And then the last bit, which probably took me the longest, was I wish you all the love and happiness that I wish for myself. Okay, so I know some of you just want to turn this off right now because you're like, no, because they don't deserve it. I don't want to wish them all the love and happiness in the world. That's not fair. They don't deserve it. All of this will be going around in your mind for sure. Or if it doesn't, great for you. It did for me. But take it step by step. So I'm going to repeat. I forgive you, and then their name. I release you, and then their name, if you want. I wish you all the love. I got about that far at one point. And all the happiness in the world. Okay? That was my first one. And then once I'd mastered that, I tried to progress to I wish you all the love and happiness I wish for myself. And that was a huge step for me. So that I wish for myself, putting us on equal footing, regardless of behavior in the past, everything is now done. I can tell you, it feels great. It feels great when you've done it. It really, truly does. Being in that space of forgiveness is a beautiful place to be. And it feels much more like being you again. So if there's anybody, whether it's somebody recently or whether it's somebody in the past that you feel like you need to forgive, then do it. Even if it's like a little one. I mean, you might nail this really quickly, but do you know what? There are some times in life where really, really, really dreadful things happen, and it's not always easy to move into a space of forgiveness. So having an exercise like this that you come back to daily can actually be really helpful. So I wanted to share that with you, and just say that if you need it right now, you've got all my love, because it's not an easy process. But like I said, it took me 18 months. And that was doing it daily, probably more often during the day as well. It's just the sort of mental mantra that I kept coming back to, because I knew that I didn't want to hold that bitterness and resentment inside me. It just felt so wrong. So I hope this has helped you, and I send you all my love. Bye guys. If you liked this video, please feel welcome to like, comment and subscribe. But most importantly, please subscribe, because I will be uploading more videos that hopefully you will love. Oh, and if you want updated on when I do load videos, you have to click the little bell symbol down below. Okay? Take care, guys. Bye!